Yeah.
You smell food?
Yeah, it can actually smell well nice. Smells good. I love this mango cider.
We are rolling. Love it.
Right. Welcome to Bantams Banter. We just thought it'd be a good idea to record some pre-season chit-chat about what's coming up.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And
The new
we're at
season.
Peacocks on North Parade in Bradford.
Mango cider.
This mango cider is unreal. It's like somebody put, like, what's it called?
Mangoes in cider?
No, they taste like peach melba.
Yeah, peach melba.
Peach melba yogurts mixed
with
with
mango.
cider.
It just goes down too easily. That's the issue. I don't know how strong it is.
It's like pop.
It is.
I'd be perfectly comfortable with Teddy drinking this.
In fact, it's probably even that strong. You'd probably get away with a few pints. How many pints do you think Teddy could drink before he was drunk?
Oh, a mouthful of one, I imagine. He's a child.
I know he's a child. But there'll be somewhere in the world experimenting.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Food time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, mate.
A bit nice. Top man.
Enjoy. Nice,
Buddy,
thank you.
cheers, mate. Thank you.
Ooh. Good. Food saved you there from an awkward conversation about children drinking alcohol.
It did.
Oh, they're a bit hot. Let's leave them to cool
Food
down for a bit.
often saves me.
So we're on North Parade tonight ahead of the Bradford City friendly against Newcastle. Like literally hours before. We came far too early.
Don't know why.
But our loss is Peacock's game.
Yeah.
Spending
True.
a fortune.
My wife like, so what are you doing in Bradford again? Well, we're doing some recording for 12:05, and then we're just going to stay in Bradford. What are you going to do? Don't know yet. Eat and drink.
You told her that you were going to show me around.
Yeah, I did.
Sunbridge Wells.
So I showed Dom around Sunbridge Wells, and what do you think of it?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like from Harry Potter.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
To think that there used to be dungeons as well. People died in there.
Yeah.
In the 1700s, they would have locked
Well,
people.
thanks for ruining it.
They locked people.
Absolutely ruined it.
Locked people. Well, that's why there were skeletons. But they locked people under the city, and if you were naughty, you get locked in dungeons.
So, Tom,
Tom.
another new season. It'll be our 10th, will it? 10th Bantams Banter season it'll be.
Yeah, if that's not more. Oh, 2007, wasn't it? Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's the 10th.
2007-8, when we actually started doing podcasting, which is a long time.
We started doing podcasting in 2010, I think, but Bantams Banter was a feature on the Tom and Dom show.
Yeah, for the breakfast
for a few
thing,
years
yeah.
before. Buy these.
That is 3D.
If you're young and you don't know what the relevance of this is, and you just think, why does Dom love Bradford so much? This used to be on the front of Bradford City shirts in the 80s, and I think it was the council that did it. So they were saying, Bradford, it's a great city.
Great city. Come here in your droves.
Straw
And they
balls.
did come in the droves, didn't they, Dom? They did. Loads of people came to Bradford in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, they did.
That's a true fact. That is a true fact.
They did. Anyway, we're here to talk about the football team.
Here we are.
There's a season upon us, a new season. It's been another pre-season of upheaval. Loads of new players coming in. We're worried about Stuart McCall's safety as manager. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling totally different at the start of last season. Totally different.
More optimistic? I feel more optimistic, I think.
Yeah, definitely, because I wasn't optimistic last season at all.
I'm a massive fan of this investment in youth.
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah, big
I
time.
love it. Absolutely love it.
And they're obviously thinking about the future, aren't they? They're not expecting these young players to come in like Omari, what's he called? Patrick, and be like, bang, straight away. They're thinking 2 or 3 seasons down the time. If one of them does come in and be like that, our Naki Wells or whatever, brilliant. We've hit the net. We've done well. But it's a funny feeling.
We had a quick chat with Greg Abbott off camera before we got here, and he was saying that, you know, we'll be in amongst it this year. He's pretty confident about that, but he said that he thought it might take a couple of years to get the building blocks together.
Which is weird, really.
Successful team.
Yeah, and he said even behind the scenes as well, didn't he? He said not just in the players. He said behind the scenes it takes 2 or 3 years to get a club running how you want it to run as a management coach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's obviously it's important to be realistic, but at the same time, I want us to go up this year. We were so close last year, literally minutes away from it.
I think there's more this season. There's more of we need to go up. Last season it wasn't a case of needing to do anything, were it?
Yeah.
Whereas this season, after getting to the playoff final, now we need to be in that championship. We need to be competing with teams who are similar size to us. They're good.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still red hot. Oh my god.
Apologies.
They're amazing.
Yeah, I agree that Bradford City's a big team. We've sold loads of season tickets alongside. Blooming heck, mate. Simmer down. No wonder you get heartburn every night. And don't put your dirty chicken bone in there. I've got to eat some of them.
Mate, we've done a lot worse than show chicken bone, I'm telling you right now. Go on.
I've lost my train of thought now. So you like devouring that like some bloody cave.
Were you talking about the signings? Were you talking about Greg again?
Yeah, what I think is that we've recruited well. We've brought youngsters in.
Yeah.
I want us to go up though. I don't think it's just, let's consolidate, we've got a new squad, you've got to give them time. We're capable.
Be honest, with the new signings that have come in, when they started coming through on Twitter and stuff, did you look at any of them and go, who the chuff is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Pretty much on all of them. Chickson, maybe not. I had heard of Chickson.
I knew Jake Reeves was.
I knew Jake Reeves, yeah. I didn't know Jake Reeves was. McCartan, though.
As well, yeah.
I didn't know McCartan. I did not know McCartan. And I didn't know the other lad, Taylor. Didn't know Taylor.
Well, how do you think these new players are going to do? You've done a little bit of research into them now. You know a little bit more about Jake Reeves, for instance.
Yeah.
Really good season for Wimbledon last year. Good, solid player.
I think you've got to put into like the context of how well they're going to do. So we had this discussion before. Are we comparing them to players last season, or are we just going from a fresh slate? If you compare them to players last season, I don't think they do very well.
I think central midfield is the most important position at Bradford City.
Yeah.
Always. Think about when we've been most successful as a club.
Yeah.
We've always had a great leading central midfielder, McCall, Jones, to name but two. They're the only two I know.
And a workhorse midfielder, a bit like someone's going to run around.
Yeah. I think Reeves, I don't think he's ready to be a leader yet. I don't know much about him. I might see him on the pitch next season, and the fact that he's young means nothing. But I think he's a good ball playing midfielder. He loves to pass from the central midfield. He can control a game from the middle.
Yeah, and that's what we're needing.
Bradford need that, but central midfield is massively important. Josh Cullen, another great player.
Yeah.
I'm really conscious about how rude it is to eat.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Worry about Mike, don't bend that man like that. Let it be alright, because I'm tracking man like that. I think it's going to be hard not for everybody to mention Josh Cullen. Like I did it earlier, you told me off. You were like, I was comparing Reeves to Cullen. You're like, you can't compare Reeves to Cullen. You can't compare Reeves to Cullen. But I think a lot of people will do that because Cullen was so good. Cullen were like looking up here, so it's going to be like,
it's not fair.
I know it's not fair because Cullen was out of our hands. He was alone. We couldn't keep him. We didn't get promoted. End of discussion.
He's going to add
fans will still do it.
Ability to the squad. Judge him on that. Judge him on the way he plays.
Fresh slate.
I feel like I'm talking to a fucking Neanderthal. Look at the way he eats. It's actually disgusting.
You've got loads of meat left on that.
Only you can see.
Should we break and eat
microscopic.
and then come back on?
Yeah, we'll be back in a sec.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Look at the rain down.
That was delicious.
It was. But what do you like best, the wrap or the wing?
It's absolutely chucking it down. The wing.
Wing were good, wasn't it? Wrap were a bit hot for me. And I know you don't like your spice, do you?
I love spice. I fucking love it.
You were saying we went for the extra hot Nando's.
I did last night. And I had a bit of a dicky tummy this morning.
Dicky ass. Tummy's alright, isn't it?
Oh no, my tummy felt a bit.
Oh, did it?
I mean, my tummy's pretty fat now.
Nando's though, it's just
delicious.
It is delicious. But the
chicken is the best.
Well, is there anything else?
Is chicken the most popular meat
in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then probably beef.
I feel bad because
of us.
Like little cute animals. And
yeah, they are.
Like Bradford City's club mascot is pretty much a chicken.
Yeah, we should be totally against eating anything to do with the club mascot. You know what? This should be, in all seriousness, this is the sort of food they should be serving on match day, isn't it?
Yeah, imagine that.
Indian street food.
Spicy chicken wings. Yeah, I know,
it's sell out.
Much, innit? Have you been to Man City? They've got bloody chefs with like
they've had
that stuff.
Bit of a
serving pie.
Foie gras.
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
A bit excessive.
Bradford City 2017-2018. Back to the chat. So we mentioned a little bit earlier. We've spoken about the signings and stuff. What about the current ownership, stroke management?
Yeah. The reason I hesitate on that one is because we don't really. He's only been there a year, is Eddie, hasn't he?
Good first year.
Very good first.
Strong first year.
Very strong first
His
year.
Recruitment policy seems to be spot on as far as I'm concerned. I know that there are Bradford City fans that get upset, but when you read their tweets, they're literally getting upset because they've never heard of the player.
Yeah,
they don't know anything about him.
Yeah, exactly.
They've just never.
There's
heard
no
of
point in getting upset about that. If you've never heard them, just accept it and see how good they are. Wait until the first game of the season. They could be brilliant. But you just never heard of Dacky Wells.
In real life, like I play Football Manager. Like I only sign players I recognise.
Yeah.
Or they've got a really long, cool name.
Or they've got a few 20s in there, which
you
don't know about. And as a fan, you just don't know that, do you? Unless you're on YouTube.
So,
but in terms of the ownership, I think it's still very early days to tell, and you just don't know if Eddin, Stewart, James and Greg are all going to see eye to eye all the time because they're not ever.
Well, they won't.
It's natural not to.
Most human beings don't.
But it's how they deal with that, isn't it? It's how they deal with not seeing eye to eye, and how they move on from that in the direction of the club.
What I do worry about, and you might, I don't know if you feel the same way, and you lot might feel the same way. Comment below. But you still feel like you're waiting to be tripped up by the owners. Not just necessarily our owners, but I think that when a new owner comes in, you're kind of waiting for something to go wrong.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. No owner's perfect,
like the
ever.
First year, they're putting the feelers out, they're just getting to know the place. Once they're comfortable, once they know what's going on, bam, fuck you up.
What, like violently?
I really
don't.
A
bombshell, it's normally a bombshell, isn't there?
I really don't think that the current ownership, like Edin and Stefan, are going to do that. Like I said, the recruitment policy is good. They've spent money where it was necessary, like bringing Charlie Wyke in. We thought, oh, hey, it's the start of the big spending here, but it was necessary spend. He scored a few goals for us. Arguably, those goals got us to Wembley.
I mean, there's one thing we don't know how much money they've got, do we? Do you know what I mean? For example, when I'll tell you, I'll tell you why. So when Man City got the new Qatar, whatever one is there, Asian owners, we knew exactly that they were billionaires. It were in the press. They were fifth richest family in the world or whatever. Same with Abramovich. Abramovich, you knew his history. With these owners, because we're in League One, you don't get that press coverage. We don't know how much of the money they've got. Obviously, they've got a fair amount of money because they've bought a football club and they're starting to buy signings like Charlie Wyke. But we don't know where. We don't know if we can sign 3 Charlie Wykes in a season. Can we do that? We don't know, do we?
What you need to think is,
did they blow the budget on him?
Investing in a club, especially as a foreigner, investing in a club in England in the third tier, you're definitely there as an investment. So as a fan, you should be thinking, this owner they're investing in Bradford. When you're investing in something, you want it to do better, you want it to be stronger, you want to be able to sell it on. I don't know if that's their plan, they want to sell it on, but they've invested money and they're investing time into the club, and they're going to want it to do well, just like you or I.
And you know what? If they do want to sell it on, it doesn't actually matter, does it, if they do well. If they're here for 5 years, we keep banging table, and they get into Championship on the precipice of Premier League, and then they go, you know what, let's cash in. I'm a businessman. Good business.
You're a businessman. You sell bloody foot cream.
I've got one on business. It's similar. It's similar. If I buy something and sell it for a profit, the guy, the customer I'm selling it to, or the person who've made it, don't give a crap. Do you know what I mean? And as fans shouldn't be bothered either. If he's just coming to make a quick buck, make the club better in the process. Well, he's not going to want to go. Obviously, if he goes down leagues and he sells us for a loss, then we can go around his house in Germany and brick his windows in.
The important thing to remember. The important thing to remember is there's fuck all a fan can do about it. There's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing I can do to change it. You literally just have to
change what?
To change the course of what's going to happen, what the new owner's plans are with the club. There's not really anything you can do about it. Enjoy it.
No, I agree.
Think about how good last season.
Enjoy the ride.
Season could be so much better.
Yeah.
All those players that we've brought in, they're good, young, hungry, talented players. If we finish mid-table, the season after, it'll be unbelievable. Developing young talent.
You say there's nothing we can do about it, but to an extent there is. So, for example, this season comes. Let me put something to you. We're bottom of the league by Christmas. We're 20 points adrift to anyone else. Okay, there's no reason why fans can't get together and boycott, not go to the games. Say you've driven this club into the ground. Not saying it's going to happen, but there is stuff. Collectively as fans, you can do stuff to get owners out. Leeds similar did. Rangers fans did it to get Mike Ashley out.
Do you know what?
But individually, there's nothing to worry about. That's what I'm saying.
Far too negative.
No, we're not being negative.
No, you are.
We're being analytical. I'm analysing it as it is, as I see it. I'm saying what ifs and what.
Get on camera.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying what ifs and what buts.
I just don't think that.
I don't think
that's going to happen.
I don't think it'll happen either.
We've been knocking around Bradford City for a fair while now. We've been supporting Bradford City for 24 years.
You're right.
We've experienced our fair share of absolute dross.
Yeah.
Poor ownership, terrible management, awful players. This season just feels really positive to me. We've got players that management. In Stewart really cares about the club. Kenny Black, that's rubbed off onto. Greg Abbott's there. He's really keen to see Bradford City do well. I mean, the way he speaks about Bradford City, he's so passionate about it. He's so passionate about bringing in players that improve Bradford City. I'm absolutely filled with confidence with those guys. I think the ownership and the backing and the money they've put in, that shows like really good backing as well of the club, and that they want it to do well. So I think that as a club, we're in such a positive position. We have been in the shit. We have been rock bottom. And people say, oh, you can't keep comparing it to the past, but that's life. You do compare things to the past. You learn from experience. And what we've learned is that Bradford City now are in a stronger position than we have been for the last decade, and that this season could be our chance.
The thing is, do you think we're in as strong a position as we were like a few years ago under Parky when we had the cut runs? I think it's quite similar to that.
Have we improved?
We've definitely improved because we got to a playoff final. Yeah, because we got to a playoff final. We didn't get to a playoff final with Parkinson, did we? Well, other than League Two when we won the final. But in terms of League One, it just didn't happen for us, did it, that season, that Parker era? So
we got a bit bored of the style of
and
football.
Also, with the thing with Parker in his team, which is different to McCall in his team, is when we lost, you felt as Parker were just a bit like, you can imagine him getting home, shutting door, and then him and his wife being like, anyway, it's just a job, leave the job in the Valley Parade, and then not thinking about it, not worrying about it, almost not being bothered. Whereas McCall, as soon as we lose a game, and same with Greg, he'll probably get home, he'll probably be fuming, he'll never switch off, he'll be thinking about it in bed at night. Whereas Parkinson, you could argue, his heart wasn't in it, his head were in it, but his heart wasn't in it, and that's why the difference with McCall, he's got a lot of heart in it.
I don't entirely agree. I think that's probably a little bit harsh on Parkinson, but and if he was still here, we'd probably still be loving it. But the fact of the matter is, his style of football is pretty boring. It's pretty dull. Last season we saw incredible football.
It's annoying how he got
Parkinson. It was that under Stuart McCall.
Yeah, you forget about that.
Really direct play. It was good.
But why? It's annoying then how that worked with Bolton, didn't it? And that's really, I know it's not a Bolton podcast, but we should really touch on it. How it doesn't actually matter how you play, does it? Really? Essentially, it's not. It's about winning games. It doesn't matter how you win the games. It's about winning the games. And I suppose Parker's job, especially when to bottom, well, let's just fucking win the games. Big lads do what we can to score. And like whereas McCall, we played brilliant football. Imagine if we'd have won the league without playing that football. It'd have been the best thing ever. Yeah. And it was so easy to take.
We didn't. Because it was really good football. Like the fans were really happy with the football.
It were the draws that killed us, didn't it? If there were 13 draws last season, if we'd have had 6 or 7 of those that would turn into wins, we'd have been flying.
Well, that was around the time, wasn't it, when Wyke came in?
Yeah, well,
so they tried to
stem that. Yeah, there was a reason for that. But yeah, it had nothing to do with football. It had nothing to do with the owners coming in. It wasn't a money thing. It wasn't. It was the fact we were drawing games, and if that's tactics, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? If it's just unfortunate, who knows? Yeah. But this season, you want to turn those wins into those draws into bloody wins and go and tonk some teams. Want to be tonking teams? Imagine that this season: 3-4-0, 3-4-0.
Yeah,
Blackpool at home.
Just to put teams to bed.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
And
then you're going to do a Sheffield United and think, well, hang on. If you say for the first 5 games of the season, you win 3 of them 4-0, you win 1-0, and you draw 1. You think, that's it. We're going to win this fucking league. Yeah. All the fans behind it every week. Yeah, we'll lose a few games along the way like Sheffield United, but essentially you're going to storm the league, and that's what position we want to be in. You know, and whether it happens or not, I don't know. But I predicted second, didn't I? Which for me doesn't mean we're going to storm the league. It means we're just going to do one better than we did before.
Top 6 is fine. Top 6 will be fine if we do exactly what we did last year, but we see Wembley through.
We'll have experience, won't we, of playoffs and getting to Wembley again.
Yeah.
And I think the calibre of teams this year in League One aren't as good as last year.
What? As if?
No, I mate, seriously.
As if? Yeah. Wigan, Blackburn,
shit.
Portsmouth.
They're alright.
Portsmouth have come up, they've got momentum, they've got investment, they're a team on the up.
Rotherham, shit.
Yeah,
Rotherham, Wigan, shit. Blackburn, good. Portsmouth, alright. Give me another team.
Plymouth.
Shit. You know what's going to happen? You're just going to name teams that's going to get good shit.
I can't name anymore. I can't remember who's in our league.
Macclesfield.
I think it's going to be a more difficult league campaign than last season. I think that there are a lot of strong teams in there.
No,
I think with the likes of Blackburn, Wigan and Portsmouth, the 3 that stand out for me. Portsmouth played really good football last year. Really good football, and I can see them.
Yeah, but it's, they've come from League Two. They might do what we did, and they'll be up there definitely. But I don't think they'll have the
great place to go.
I don't know the sign. I ain't got a clue the sign.
Fratton Park, lovely.
Have they still got Canoe playing for them?
I said that. I feel like I made it up.
Fratton Park. No, that's right. Yeah,
it's Fratton Park, isn't it? No, I don't think.
Fratton Park will love that one, won't they?
Yeah, well.
Be all over the moon with that one.
Yeah, that we knew a bit. How weird's this weather?
I know.
Like, it's bright sunshine now. Look at our faces.
It's cocking up, innit?
Well excited for this season. Come on, City.
Come on.